All right, so we're here with our honor stats class, and we just spent a solid 20 minutes flipping a nickel 100 times. And I know you guys are feeling really excited about your results. All right, and we discovered that our lowest number of heads was 38. All right, which conversely, the highest number then could be 62. So we would tell the King of Spain when we meet the King of Spain sometime in the future that as long as you flip between 38 and 62 heads, you're safe. Okay? To be continued on Thursday. All right, so why randomness? Why randomness? Well, as you probably already know about randomness, when we were flipping the coins, we thought it should be 50-50, but there was only one person in the class who actually got 50-50. Everyone else must have done something wrong. Which is not true. No one did anything wrong, except for Charlize, when I caught you not actually flipping it. But that's okay. We'll just, it's all right. We'll move forward. But what we just discovered is something called sampling variability. I'll write that word for you. Sampling variability. And this is not a bad thing. This is actually a great thing. And this is literally where the world of statistics lives. With that change, with that variability, right? If I had you guys take out a penny, or even a nickel again, it doesn't matter, and do that 100 flips again, most likely, you're not going to get the same number. And that's okay. That's called sampling variability. All right? So that's one of the key things about randomness, is that it helps drive this idea that when you sample each time, you get different results, as long as you're using randomness. So we just did that example, flipping a coin. And it was exciting, I know. Like I said, we're going to do it again, but we won't do it for real. That's the last time this week you'll have to flip a coin. All right, let's keep going. All right. So, how are we going to use it in our class? All right. Well, you're going to see this week and going forward that we really use it as a way to model what would happen if I wanted to run a certain simulation. All right. We just did flipping of a coin for 100 times, and I'll just be honest with you, it's not like that was fun. I don't want to do that ever again. So what we're going to do is we're going to use randomness and things like a random number table to simulate those 100 flips. All right, and when you guys get your job, right, remember as David said, don't get fired. But when you get that job, and if your job is to be a part of modeling and simulating things, computer programs can do this where they can run millions of models in seconds. All right, so that's something that I'm going to show you kind of just the tip of the iceberg. But if you wanted to continue down this road, you would see how you would be using computers. What's up? Yeah, it's fun. I really enjoy it. Right? Especially, it's really interesting if you're ever interested in reading about the paths of hurricanes. Right? They have different models for those. Right? I was reading an article the other day about how, do you guys remember Hurricane Sandy? It hit like New Jersey. And gosh, when was that? I think it was after that, 2012 maybe? Anyway, it doesn't matter when it hit, but it hit New Jersey, and the American model had it going back out into the water. But the European model had it going and hitting New Jersey. And so a lot of people, because of that model, they were told, hey, you should probably evacuate, and it saved lives. All right? So that's just another instance of running simulations over and over and over again. Okay, just Google it sometime about hurricane models. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so a simulation. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do an example today, hopefully, if we have time. Probably be tight, but we can probably do it. And then we'll be doing a lot of these this week. But the key thing when you do a simulation, I'll be looking for these three things. All right, I'll be looking for how you're going to simulate a trial. What is your basic building block? We call that a component. And then ultimately, what do you care about? What are you writing down? Right, that's called your response variable. So what are you recording? And this one, this was an actual, it wasn't a simulation, but we can say what we recorded. We recorded the number of heads. That was our response variable. All right, so these three things, if you don't include all three things, you cannot earn full credit when you're describing a simulation. Okay, one more slide, and I'm pretty sure I don't have you writing anything for just a lecture. So the last slide talks about the steps that you need to take in order to run a simulation. Okay, so if you take a look at those, I think it's 7 steps. Let's see. There it is. All right, we're going to do this together with an example where we go through all of this stuff, a pretty straightforward example. So let's go ahead and pause here.